Welcome to the fourth episode of My Money Universe Portfolio Update. Thanks for joining. A lot to talk about today. From last few days I've been reading and watching the Berkshire Hathaway's annual report and annual meeting and trying to learn as much as I can. For people who don't know Berkshire, this is Warren Buffett's company which he built from nothing to one of the biggest company in the world. I will show you a small clip from the meeting to give you some idea of how one of the richest investor of the world thinks about investing, especially after losing almost $50 billion in just one quarter. This will help you out in understanding the mindset of an investor and hopefully you will imbibe that too. Afterwards, in an attempt to understand other big investors, we're going to be taking a look at my portfolio and check which other big investors from India are having the same companies in their portfolio and what they are doing about it. The economy is starting to open back up. Prime Minister has just announced 20 lakh crores economy package to help the economy. Each individual state is making their plans on how to open things once again. They all have different perspective on how they're going to be doing it. Some states are reluctant on this and trying to keep things closed for a while, but others are keen to open it as they see this situation not getting over anytime soon. And hence it brings us to the topic of living with virus. We're gonna be taking a look at that. Okay, let's start. As we all are facing the heavy losses in our portfolio, it just makes sense to look up to the father of value investing. Warren Buffett is the reason why I got interested in investing and business in general at the age of 10. People who are new here, let me tell you something about me. I was 10 years old when I read this article about a man who became richest person on the planet without owning a company. Of course, the title of the article was totally wrong. Buffett does own the company and its name is Berkshire Hathaway. But the title of the story caught my interest because till then, rich people meant owning and running business for my kid brain. So I read the badly written article about how he started and through value investing how he became the richest person in life. And from that time onwards, I started reading everything about him. It's not like I understood the finance words or was very keen in investing. More so, if I think back, he looked like one of your grandpa who is lovely and honest and a great person to be with. I was interested in money and hence I started my comics business at my grandparents' house. I would buy old comics by kgs and rent it out to my friends on daily rent. To me, it was mind blowing. I was my own man. Yes, definitely to my kid brain, it looked so much money, whereas it wasn't, but it was starting of the development of someone trying to understand business and investing. I invested in fixed deposit, then I bought a gold coin, and later at around 16, 18, I dived into stocks and mutual funds. And all thanks to Grandpa Buffett. So, in the times like these, when we are facing something that we have never seen before, it just felt like going back to basics and learn from the master himself. So, past few days I've been gulping down everything Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway and whatever they have done in past 1 year. His company showed almost $50 billion loss in last quarter and he was sitting in his chair not sweating at all. Well, why should he? He has been declared retired from the game many times in his career. Over three times his company's share price has gone down over 50%. His own companies have gone down to bankruptcy and he has seen all bad that could happen to an investor. But still he is one of the richest man. And that's where his statement of compounding speaks up in my head. According to him, out of four companies that you choose, one is gonna fail completely. Two will be normal without doing much for you. But there will be one company that will grow like weed in your portfolio. And because of that, your portfolio will keep rising along with the coming years. And that's what patient value investor looks for. Let's hear from the master himself.
But going back to stocks, people bring the attitude to them too often that because they are liquid and quoted minute by minute, that it's an important that you develop an opinion on them minute by minute. Now, that's really foolish when you think about it. And that's something Graham taught me in 1949. I mean, that single thought. Stocks were parts of businesses and not just little things that moved around. So stocks have this enormous inherent advantage of people yelling out prices all the time to you. And many people turn that into a disadvantage. And of course, many people can profit in one way or another from telling you that they can tell you what this farmer's going to yell out tomorrow or next, your neighboring farmer's going to yell out tomorrow or next week or next month. There's huge money in it. So people tell you that it's important and they know, and that you should pay a lot of attention to their thoughts about what price changes should be, or you tell yourself there should be this great difference. But the truth is, if you owned the businesses you liked prior to the virus arriving, it changes prices and it changes, but nobody's forcing you to sell. And if you really like the business and you like the management you're in with, and the business hasn't fundamentally changed.
So as he said, it's the business that you buy. And in same way how you feel and experience ups and downs in your life and work, the business does go through the same path. But going through low times doesn't mean that you are done. Same goes for the company. So the last purchase that I did in my portfolio was at the start of the May. I'm slowing down myself a little right now, waiting for some more clear idea of how the things are going to be with the virus. Though in the meanwhile, I have continued my excessive reading about other big investors, and today we are going to be having a look of their portfolio and see who owns same shares as mine and what they are doing with it. And also, I just wanted you guys to see that there is nothing to worry about if your portfolio is in red, as long as you believe in the company you invested in and have done your analysis on it. It doesn't make sense to doubt the judgment just based on how down your portfolio is right now. This is what happens to small investors. They feel confident or get doubtful just because of the market price of the share. So today I will show you the biggest Indian investors and how bad their portfolio is doing. Now remember, this down or up thing that I'm showing is just year on year basis and not exact to the point. Let's start with India's biggest investor, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who has invested amount of around 8,700 crores rupees currently, but at the peak of June 2019 he had over 14,000 crore rupees investment. So he is down around 30 to 40%. He owns one of my portfolio company, and that is Edelweiss. Now guys, as I mentioned before also, I don't want you guys to copy anybody. Like in this case, he bought this company in 2015. So his price and mine are completely different, and company situation is also very different. And plus it won't matter to him if this company goes bankrupt too, because this is a very small chunk of his portfolio. Whereas for me it is around 10% to this portfolio. So it's a big thing for me. Next investor we'll have a look on is Mohnish Pabrai. Now in this list that I'm showing you today, only this guy I'm a big fan of. That's because he's basically a student of Warren Buffett's teachings and he follows the same rules. If you guys are interested in learning about business and investing, then you should check out his book called Dhandho Investor. It's pretty amazing. He has 1000 crore rupees investment in India right now. At the peak of September 2018, he was worth over 2500 rupees crore rupees. So his portfolio is down around 60%. He owns two of my companies. First is Rain Industries that he bought in 2015 around 30 to 35 rupees and was the biggest investment at that time for him. Though because of price crash, it is now the second highest holding in his portfolio. He is a big believer of this company and the owners, and if you look out for any of his interviews, he'll be praising the Rain Industries all the time. Second is again Edelweiss that he bought last year only at around 180 rupees, and as you can see he bought a little of it again to average his price in the last quarter. Remember, just because he bought a little again right now doesn't mean he's going to keep holding it. They can sell anytime like they have done multiple times in the past. And if you copy them, then you will be left behind with losses. So be smart. Now let's see what Dolly Khanna is doing. Now to look at her investment, it just shows 59.2 crores. And that's because below 1% investment in the company is not a public data. So we cannot see it. And anyways, Dolly Khanna is sitting on cash right now by continuously selling her shares from past many quarters if you see, and piling on cash to deploy once the market settles down. The same she did in 2008 and afterwards in the crisis and made great money. She is one of the very few people I know who try to time the market with value investing concept and succeed also. So kudos to her. She too owns Rain Industries that she bought in a staggered manner in 2017. If you go to stock exchange website, you can see how she bought this company almost every week in small quantity of 2017. Next is Butterfly Gandhimati that she owns, and now her holding is below 1%. Fourth is Vijay Kedia in our list. His investment is 268 crores right now, but at the peak of March 2018, he was worth over 400 crores. So he too is down a great deal, from 400 crores to 268 crores. He owns Everest Industries like me, but have recently sold a little of his holding to buy other shares. He bought this in late 2017 and started buying around price of 317 rupees. Next is Mukul Agarwal, who owns LT Foods and recently bought a little more of that. So as all of you can see, it's just not you who's facing the losses. And this is the very normal procedure of the whole investing cycle. Prices will go up and down and up and down, and that should not affect your judgment on the valuation of the company. Of course, we are not talking about virus situation here. So keep investing in your SIPs or FDs or stocks throughout the crisis and learn more about the whole investing journey through our series of financial independence. It teaches you everything that you need to do in your financial life in a step by step manner. So go watch that whole thing and safeguard yourself and become rich. I hope you guys got something valuable out of this, and if you do, then smash the thumbs up button to let me know. You have no idea how much I appreciate a good smashing thumbs up. Now to the big news, the opening of the economy and PM's announcement of 20 lakh crores in the economy relief package, which is almost 10% of India's GDP. They are yet to announce the exact details of the package, but broadly it will be used to make India self-reliant with better finance to small businesses, improving infrastructure and promoting local farmers. Now the world is almost sure of its situation in coming times. Living with virus is going to be our new normal. As our Prime Minister has mentioned in his speech on 12th May 2020, this virus is going to be a part of our lives for a very long time. But we can't let our lives remain confined around it. We will wear masks and maintain social distancing, but we will not let it affect us. So lockdown 4.0 will be in a new form with new rules. So like all those apocalyptic movies that we used to watch, our new world wakes up to this horrible reality. But as I have mentioned before in the previous episodes, human race has suffered much more and much worse than this. So nothing is permanent. Let's keep ourselves safe and keep learning to keep improving our lives and also of our loved ones. Please share this video with your friends and family in order to help them in learning more about finance and improving their lives too. Subscribe the channel if you haven't yet and smash the like button to help this channel to reach out to more people. Signing out, My Money Universe.